I wear many hats. I'm a project manager, a tutor, a business owner, and a parent. And being able to manage all of those has definitely come from me attending HCC.
So in one word, my experience here was amazing.
I didn't think HCC could, give me what a big school gave me the experience, but I think I had just as good as an experience as I would have at a bigger school, and I don't have any regrets at all.
The most gratifying thing about being a nurse is really just being able to be there for people when they most need you.
The amount of support I've gotten from males, females, and everyone makes it very empowering to be a woman in this field, especially as a female mechanic.
Well, initially when I first enrolled at HCC, it was right after high school. I wasn't fully committed at the time. Over the next few years, I had enrolled and unenrolled a few times, and I think what really led me to stick with HCC was when my kids were younger, and I really just got tired of working dead-end jobs and knew that I wanted more for myself and for them. When I first received the STEM scholarship, I knew that I wanted to get into something that involved technology, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to get into. And I think that receiving the STEM scholarship really opened my eyes to the different job opportunities that were in computers and technology. Growing up in Washington County, I went to school with a lot of students who had really struggled with academics. I always, was willing to give a helping hand to my peers. One of my close friends knew that I was really good in mathematics, and she also was attending HCC at the time, and she had seen a job opportunity posted for the Learning Support Center. And I think ultimately being a math tutor also had led me in the direction of pursuing my computer science degree. What I liked most about tutoring was not only being able to connect with the students, but being able to connect with the tutors and create relationships with them, as well as create relationships with the teachers. Once the pandemic hit, I had several parents who were actually former students of mine at the Learning Support Center who had reached out to me for tutoring for their children. And one thing led to another. I started tutoring math, and then I had more parents that reached out to me through parent referrals, and we ended up just growing pretty quickly. My short-term goal is to be able to provide tutoring services to every Washington County student who needs it. My long-term goal is to be able to expand my services to different counties throughout Maryland and also provide tutoring services. The most rewarding part about owning my own business is seeing the growth in our students. We're really big on celebrating the small victories as much as the big victories. That's how confidence is built.
Well, I knew from a young age that I really wanted to help people. I remember my grandfather was in the hospital, and I remember rubbing his feet at the bedside and just really wanting to be there for people when they were sick and in a time of need. After I decided that I wanted to do nursing and pursue that career, I began looking at nursing programs, and I already knew about the good reputation through HCC reps and the people that came to my high school, and I decided that Hagerstown Community College was for me. So I did receive some scholarships from the HCC Foundation and a few other scholarships through the college that really helped me not worry so much on the financial aspect and really focus on my studies and my skills going into the job. The staff at HCC have been terrific and very supportive throughout the whole process. The director of the nursing program, Karen Hammond, she guided me through the process of achieving my RN licensure. And even the professors, Lori Manila and Robin Hill, to name a few, just very supportive and thorough and really investing a lot of time and energy to ensure your success as a student. I feel that being a male within nursing has been a unique experience. There aren't very many males, but I think it does provide another aspect to the team that's beneficial. I thoroughly enjoy my work in the intensive care unit at Meredith Medical Center. The work that I provide is very satisfying. I'm getting to work with patients when they're at their most vulnerable points. And it is challenging. There's a lot of emotions, but I think through my thorough schooling and my colleagues who are amazing. I'm just having such a great work experience. I have several goals for the future. This spring, I will be receiving my bachelor's from Frostburg State University through the dual enrollment program that HCC offers with them. By the end of this year, I hope to receive my CCRN certification for critical care nursing, and then eventually apply to medical school. I'll begin taking prerequisites and studying for the MCAT, and hopefully one day work as a physician.
Back in Nigeria, the thought was once you're done with high school, you move on to a four-year institution. That shows like you made progress. I wanted to move on to a 4-year and not come to a 2-year. So we had the discussion with my parents and my advisors at the time back in high school, and they encouraged me and they encouraged my family and myself at the same time, saying HCC was a good option, that most of their high school students come here. So eventually we ended up here, and I was glad that we made that decision. It's been a fantastic experience for me. The foundation scholarships have been fantastic. I mean, I would say since I started school here at HCC, I've always been getting those scholarships. I felt like having that little bit of money come in was liberating for my parents. So getting those foundation scholarships has really lightened that load and lightened that burden. My aunt is actually my inspiration because she's a pediatric nurse, and I've always loved working with kids. I'm always happy to be around them. I'm always happy to see their smiles. It makes me smile, and I love the energy that they put out. So that's why I'm yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, work with them, work with kids, get that energy back into them, So my goals by coming to HCC is to get my RN degree, so that I'll be able to practice as a nurse, get into a good medical school, successfully complete my pediatric residency, then finally establish my own practice.
I came to HCC as a student, one, because I felt that it was the most feasible option for me, because it's local, it's very affordable, and it gave me a chance to continue my soccer career for as long as I could. Ashley called me saying that I was offered the SCIOTA scholarship, and that she wanted to interview me. They told me that the SCIOTA Family Scholarship gives you $2,000 a semester here at HCC, which for me, my degree covered everything. I didn't have the extra course fees and all of that. So it covered everything, and then plus some each semester. While at HCC, I had no stress. I didn't have a thought about paying for school. So my end goal is to become a CPA and or CFP, depending on where the rest of my journey takes me. Well, if I hadn't come to HCC first, I wouldn't have received the SCIOTA scholarship, which means I wouldn't have had a mentor, and my mentor is David Biddorf, the director of finance here. So having that relationship with him opened a lot of doors for me. After I graduated, I got hired on in the finance office as a regular employee, and I've been there ever since. I feel that not only David, but everyone around me kind of contributes to my success and progressing my career.
I came to Hagerstown Community College because I wanted job security, especially after the pandemic, and I didn't want to accumulate a lot of college debt, so it was an affordable option, and they offer the diesel technician program. My experience at HCC was great. It was a hands-on learning environment, which I really appreciate because I didn't want to just learn from a book, and also it was really great to learn from a teacher who has the experience and practices what they do, doesn't only learn about it, but actually practices it in their daily life. The Gear Scholarship helps tremendously in paying for the class. I got a lot of it back, which I could spend on tools and what I needed to actually go into the field, which was very helpful. Well, what I most enjoy about Republic Services is how all the men in my field are so eager to lend a tool, help, or just teach me because I'm still learning. I chose diesel tech because there aren't a lot of women in the trades and we don't have a lot of representation, but you shouldn't let gender hold you back. The role that I'm playing now can impact more females to go into trades so that we can have more women representation in manufacturing and mechanics and all trades.
These are just a few of the many students from Hagerstown Community College who have successful stories to share. Since 1946, HCC has served more than 175,000 students and awarded more than 25,000 degrees and certificates.
Each year, the HCC Foundation awards more than $600,000 in student scholarships. Of those who receive these scholarships, approximately 90% are academically successful.
With ongoing support from our donors, the community, the faculty and staff, HCC will continue to provide the very best futures for our local citizens and contribute to the economic vitality of this region.
Your support makes a tangible difference, and we are all very grateful.